Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV, Bababagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. Buhari blames Nigerian elite for insecurity, poor infrastructure. NANS vows to continue occupying major highways over ASU strike. Again, armed robbers invade Anglican church, cut away items in Ilorin. Suspected herders kill 3 in Naira. Lagos brothers accomplice jailed for life over robbery. And on sports, CAF Champions League, Rivers United, Plateau United can emulate a Yimba. The news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has blamed Nigerian elite for not contributing to the development of the country, particularly the fight against insecurity. Mr. Buhari stated this on Tuesday shortly after commissioning some projects in Imo State done by Governor Uzodimma's administration. The project commission included the dualized 36-kilometer Owerri-Olu Road and the first phase of the dualized 53-kilometer Owerri-Okigwe Road. He also commissioned the newly reconstructed Imo House of Assembly complex. Mr. Buhari said Nigeria has recorded the expected development because of a number of factors and inability of the elite to assist the country. To be frank with you, I am blaming the Nigerian elite for not sitting and thinking hard about our country, he said, without giving details. Between 1999 and 2015, when we came in, I'd like people to check from the Central Bank of Nigeria and NNPC. The average oil production was 2.1 million barrels per day at the cost of $100 per barrel. He said despite effort to reposition the country, his administration was frustrated by growing insecurity in different parts of the country, which affected crude oil production. He described the dreaded Boko Haram terrorists operating in the northeast region as fraudulent people. Meanwhile, Mr. Buhari applauded Mr. Uzodimma for the 3 projects which were commissioned, pointing out that he was impressed that the governor has completed some projects within a short period of his administration despite the lean resources available to him. And to some parts of ASU strike. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, on Tuesday said its members in the nation's tertiary institution would continue to occupy major highways in protest against the ongoing nationwide strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU. They spoke one after the other at Shagamu Interchange on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway during their protest against the ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU. The students had on Tuesday morning blocked the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, protesting against the ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU. The students in their hundreds demanded the immediate end to strike, which had entered its 7th month. The situation left many motorists plying the road stranded with their passengers. All entreaties to the aggrieved students by motorists and commuters did not yield any result, as NANS members insisted that they would not leave the road until their demands were met by the federal government. Addressing journalists at the scene, Mr. Afiz Akinteye, the National Vice President, NANS External Affairs, said, "Our demand is not new. It is for the government to end the ASU strike now." To some parts of Kwara State, suspected armed robbers Monday night invaded priest's house of St. Barnabas Cathedral Anglican Communion at Saboke in Ilorin, Kwara State, and carted away items worth millions of naira. Vanguard gathered that the robbery incident, which occurred about 2:30 a.m., was carried out by a 2-man gang on motorcycle who were said to have pulled the main gate of the story building down, moved up, and forcefully broke the 2 windows and doors. The victim of the attack, Reverend Isaiah Afolayan, who spoke with journalists, said the hoodlum, armed with sharp objects, broke into his apartment located on the top floor of the 2-story building, threatening to kill his family members if they refused to cooperate with them. He also said his laptop, fairly used MacBook Pro, worth 1.3 million naira, a TV set, and his phone were stolen. We were sleeping when we suddenly saw him, one of the armed robbers, standing in our room with a sharp object. He was threatening to kill us if we made any noise and asking us to face down. I refused, asking him, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" He then picked up my system and ran away, the cleric said. At the stop, Afolayan added, "With what we have seen so far, it was not just one person, but only one came in to our bedroom with a sharp object threatening to kill us." Moving on to the next story from Naira State. No fewer than 3 persons have been reportedly killed during an attack on Ansa village, Kwara district, Keanyang, a local government area of Naira state by suspected herdsmen. It was gathered that the attack followed an alleged killing of a Fulani man who was attacked by suspected armed robbers near a TV settlement on his way from Kadelko to Kwara village. A resident who spoke on the incident, John Atume, claimed that the incident occurred when the deceased, a Fulani man, was traveling with a TV man on a motorcycle on the Kadelko Kwara, but they ran into gunmen who killed the Fulani man. According to Atume, the Fulani man was shot dead by the armed robbers who attacked the 2 of them on their way to Kwara, but the TV man escaped with bullet wounds and ran into the bush. The next day, some Fulani herdsmen carrying AK-47 invaded Ansa and other villages and started shooting at the villagers. So far, 3 persons have been killed, while others are receiving treatment at various hospitals, and those of us who survived the attack left our homes. Reacting to the incident, the President, TV Development Association, TIDA, Peter Ahemba, who confirmed the incident yesterday, described the attack on his kinsmen as unfortunate, calling on the state government to look into the issue. From that story in Naira State, we'll move to Lagos State. An Ikeja Special Offences Court has sentenced a domestic worker, Genesis Ezebong, his brother Michael, and one Ikade Moses to life imprisonment for armed robbery in Palm Grove area of Lagos State. Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo, who handed down the verdict, found the trio guilty of the offense of conspiracy and armed robbery preferred against them by the Lagos State government. In her judgment, the judge held that the prosecution proved beyond reasonable doubt the circumstantial evidence against the defendants. The convicts were arraigned on December 18, 2020, while the trial commenced on January 11, 2022. The prosecution counsel, Omomi Bajulai, during the arraignment of the convicts, had told the court that they committed the offense of conspiracy and armed robbery on January 13, 2019, at number 222 Ikorodu Road, Palm Grove, Lagos. She said the trio, while armed with cutlasses, shovel, and other dangerous weapons, robbed one Daniel of one compact laptop, one Apple laptop, gold and costumes, jewelries, BlackBerry phones, one digital camera, soccer shoes, and 2 other phones belonging to one Titilope Akeredolu. The prosecution, during trial, called 3 witnesses and tendered documents such as defendant's statement, which were admitted as exhibits. The witnesses who had testified before the court included Inspector Okwade Olumuyiwa, Titilope Akeredolu, and investigative police officer and Inspector Olawale Oni. The witnesses had narrated to the court how Akeredolu's domestic worker conspired with others who were armed with dangerous weapons, broke into his boss's house with his gang after he had left to church, and locked the security man as well as other occupants in the toilets. To the last story, which is a sports story. Former Nigerian midfielder Henry Nwosun believes the duo of Rivers United and Plateau United can repeat Enyimba FC's success in the CAF Champions League if they maintain positive approach to every game. Recall that Rivers United defeated Liberian side Watanga FC 3-0 in the first leg of the qualifying game, while Plateau United were held to a 2-2 draw by Stade Manji of Gabon in the CAF Champions League. However, in an interview with CompleteSport.com, the 1980 Africa Cup of Nations winners stated that Rivers and Plateau United must display a sense of determination, hunger, and zeal to pick up points away from home. It is so sad that the last time a Nigerian club side won the CAF Champions League was in 2005 by Enyimba, considering the fact that we have the qualities to achieve that same feat. Enyimba have won the CAF Champions League twice in 2003 and 2004, as well as 2 African Super Cups in 2004-2005, to make them the most successful club in Nigeria. Before we go on the national news, some major headlines. Buhari blames Nigeria elite for insecurity and poor infrastructure. Nance vows to continue occupying major highways over ASU strike. And on sports, Rivers United, Plateau United can emulate Enyimba. That concludes the national news. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22 for advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and function. Please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement only. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good afternoon.